Hi, I'm Sonia, and I help people take their power back. And I am here with my bestest best friend, Carrie, because I have everyone my
Hi.
best friend. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're here to hang out with you guys. I want to introduce you to Carrie because we have a project that we are wanting to bring out to you guys that you get to be in the unfolding of how this all happens.
Yeah,
So,
you.
Carrie, do you want to introduce yourself before we get started?
Yes. Okay. Hi, I'm Carrie. I'm you. I'm studying the law of assumption like you. Um, on some surface, it might look like I'm a newbie, but don't get it twisted. I've been doing this forever. And there are some topics that I am more new at than I am others as I learn in my unfolding. But there are some topics that I'm a fucking master at. I don't know. Are we okay with the potty mouth? I forgot to say that.
You
Yes.
can say whatever. Have
Okay.
you watched my videos?
Yeah. Okay. I figured that, but I forgot to ask you that. So I am a master manifester. The more that I learn about this with regards to its mechanisms and things, I can see that I have been doing this forever because we all have, but I have been consciously doing it without the languaging for a long time. I have created so much magic that I can't even begin to explain it to you. And I am hopeful that over time you will get to know me. I was teaching, I prefer to call myself a teacher versus a coach over on the Instagrams, but that has shifted. And I just started a TikTok in January. My handle is welcome underscore to underscore Carrie Linland. I'm sure that Sonia will put it somewhere, but it doesn't even matter because I am you. We're all doing this together. Kumbaya. Let's do it. That's all.
That's all. No,
I'm
legitimately.
49. I am divorced. These are my this is my video game parameters, and I have a beautiful 10-year-old son, and he's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've lost 130 plus pounds in the past since January of 2023. We could talk about all of that.
Hmm.
Use the law of assumption with that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have some of the most amazing stories, and I know people are gonna love getting to know you.
Thank you.
And I'm so fucking grateful that we cross paths and that we're here on this journey together. And I am so excited about whatever the hell it is we're doing right now.
Well, I just want to like how we connected
Mhm.
is the law of assumption because
Yeah.
I trust my intuition. I found you and I was like, oh yeah. And I listen to my intuition and I take inspired action like always. So I reached out to you. I was like, I need to work with you. And we did a session together and I was like, okay. And it just was connected. And that's how this shit unfolds is
Yeah.
blind faith.
Oh yeah.
You,
Well,
you
and when
just,
we connected, like that wasn't there was no intention of it being more than like a client, you wanted some help with
yep,
manifesting and it's like, okay. By
yep.
the end of that call, I'm like, I'm learning as much from you as you are from me. So, like, we need to be friends. And then cuz that was me taking inspired action, right?
Yeah.
And it's just unfolded from there.
And we literally like we love each other. Like it's the craziest thing. Like you when you know that you met someone a kindred that is reflecting like is part of your unfolding. Like it's a deep I'm sure all of you know what that feeling's like when you meet someone that you've either known before or whatever.
Oh, you
So
cut out there for a second.
I know that's weird.
That was weird. I don't know if it's
I'm gonna shut down my computer because there's
okay.
needs to be no multiple bandwidths and shit. Um So yeah, um, I'm excited. It's working.
So, last looking at the screen to
Oh,
get it to come up, but can you see
I
the chat?
can.
Because I can see the
I
chat.
see Alexa. I see your
Okay, then I don't use like
question.
mhm.
One of the things I love about Sonia is her strong belief in what you believe to be true is true. That is the we get to make the rules. I see your question. I haven't even read it, but it is whatever you believe to be true is true.
It's true. I was just kind of like, since it's up here, we will answer questions. Like we said, we are kind of on here announcing something, but since we have this question real quick, I have a question for you. I've been affirming for my SP since November. Then he became friends with me. Then last month I confess I knew he would say yes, but he sadly didn't. Any advice?
You're in the unfolding still.
Yeah. You're the one saying that it's not.
Oh no. Oh no, you're frozen. Yeah.
Thoughts are.
Do you
It's literally that simple with everything. That's always the answer. The answer is never anything but that is what you are accepting as true, so that's your experience. You're judging your unfolding and being like, "Oh, this isn't me getting what I want because I thought it would go this way."
She's persisting.
And that he's my boyfriend, and that's all you do. Literally.
You keep doing it until it shows up.
Yep.
And remember, they're like the universe has to, put all. I mean, yeah, it could happen overnight, but it's got to align all the things.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep. Thank you so much, gorgeous ladies. You are welcome, Alexa. So are we ready for this, Carrie?
we're ready.
Okay, cool. So I don't even know exactly. Really, sir?
We don't know, and we love that.
Jax literally just sat down on my laptop, so
Aw.
dog time. Yeah. So I'm just gonna tell you what we do know. How about that?
Yes.
So as I was deciding to get off a TikTok, the idea of group coaching. And as soon as I let go of the TikTok and the one-on-one coaching, I started having ideas about group coaching. And I had an idea about bringing coaches together that I trust know about the law to help you guys out and kind of build a community of some kind of group coaching type thing. And Carrie is now my partner in this. And what we're kind of wanting to build here is a community where we can all connect and talk about manifesting. The big thing I think for both of us, and you already kind of mentioned it, you're like, I don't really like being called a coach. I like being more called a teacher. I don't really know what I like to be called, but I know for sure that I do not like everyone putting me on a pedestal.
Yeah, that's the imperative part, is that you can't put us on a pedestal.
And it's been getting kind of
Nope.
bad recently. I've had some people that it was a little much.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But that makes sense. It makes sense.
does.
We've been taught to do that
Oh,
with parents and
absolutely,
authority figures.
absolutely.
We're just in the we're just giving. This is an opportunity to play, because that's what we also want this to be, is fun.
Right. Exactly. And like I said, when we had our coaching call, it's like I'm learning so much from Carrie just because we're having a conversation. On the over the weekend I did a live and a couple people were like, "Man, I just don't have anybody to talk about manifesting with." And I'm like, "Well, what if we create a community where you guys can connect with each other and find each other and, find your manifesting buddy?" Or because I've had a lot of people come to me and they're like, I have people that are like my manifesting buddy, but they just like to complain. And it's like, but there are people who don't, and you could totally connect with them. So let's create some kind of a platform for us to do that. And I would love nothing more than for, the quote unquote coaches to come over and talk about things. And I think one of the best things about getting a bunch of the coaches, because I don't know what else to call them, so we're just gonna call them coaches, getting
Yeah.
the people speaking on this topic together, having a discussion about different topics, and letting you guys see that every single one of us is saying the same thing through our own perspective from our own experience. It's not as contradicting as people think it is, because that's the thing I've
And
been getting a lot too.
and I we also want to normalize that we're doing this too. We are working on our own manifestations too. She's working on her own manifestations. I'm in my own SP journey. I'm in the bridge of my own SP journey, which is what made me link up with her.
Right.
Is I'm in the middle of my own SP journey. And I could talk about it all day because I am fascinated with everything that I learned. I I created this. The SP journey is us learning who we are. It are is at the as the creator. We created our SP, which is just a reflection of us, to do this so that we could go on the journey to remember who we are. I'm still in my bridge, but I'm learning who the fuck I am in this. I wouldn't take it back actually. And as a advanced manifester, I pat myself on the back for creating this situation to allow me to remember who I am in my I am.
Right. That's
Same
how
thing
I
with
feel too.
money. Same thing.
Oh yeah, that's how I mean that's how I feel looking back and all the things I've been through. It's like, yeah, but it woke me the fuck up.
Yep.
It wasn't comfortable in the moment, but
Nope.
damn, am I grateful for it now? Because looking back, if that all of that wouldn't have happened, it wouldn't have all clicked for me.
Right.
Like
Right.
I truly believe that. That's how I
Yep.
feel.
Yep. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for everything that has unfolded that has brought me to myself.
Right. And that's
And
what
you
I
know
always
what?
tell people. This is
Yep.
about you learning about you.
Your SP is a gift.
Yeah.
Your SP doing whatever he she did is a gift. You should go into your imagination, go into an imaginal scene if that's what you choose. But I'm just saying, I like to do all of the things whenever I think about whatever the fuck I want to use as like the potpourri of whatever the hell I want to use. I love visualization because I could put a song on and get into like a visual, and then sometimes I go into a blank white room and then he comes in and sits at a bench and we sit and talk. Like it all of it's fun. I love robotic
Yeah.
affirmations. I love freezing him. I love doing the whisper.
And
I love doing it all.
I love that you say that because the more I think about it, I'm the same way. It's what do I need to do in the moment to think the way I want to be thinking?
And it's fun. Whatever
It
feels
is
fun.
fun.
It doesn't have to be this serious thing. And I know you miss him, her. I know you do. Trust me. I know.
Right.
And they are you. They are you, right? I'm talking to myself. You needed this so that you could find out who you are. This is about you. You're the only one here.
You're the
That's
only
so
one with an
exciting.
opinion. I know, right? So yeah, that's what we're working on. So if you guys let us know if you would be interested in joining something like that, if you have any ideas for
Yep.
what you would like it to look like, it's just something that we're playing with. Do you have anything you want to add?
Yes. So we're not like we just happen to have the lady balls to do this live stuff, but
Yeah.
your teachers too. We want to learn from you. We know there are things that you could teach us. So, on my journey in this video game, I have been a devoted student of A Course in Miracles. And A Course in Miracles says there's no difference between a student and a teacher. You're either learning or you're teaching. And to teach is to demonstrate. So then it's just like a circle that never
Oh
ends.
yeah.
You're either learning or you're teaching. It doesn't
I
matter.
agree. Absolutely. I learned so much from you guys. Whenever you guys comment, it makes me think about things from a perspective that I'm not seeing it. It
Yeah.
makes you guys make me learn things. So you're teaching me as much as I'm teaching you. And
Yeah.
I know that when you don't feel like you're a teacher and you're very much a student, that you don't see it for what it is, but you'll get to the point where you do.
And the ego fucks with us. The
Yeah.
ego is fucking with us because they've put teachers on a pedestal, right? The ego has teachers on a pedestal.
Yep.
So, oh, no,
Anybody
no,
who has
no.
more information than you is above you.
Right.
And it's like, okay, but if you're studying anything, eventually you're going to be up there with that person.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
It's,
You know, you can teach right now. You could teach us something right now.
oh, yeah. And everyone has their own things. Like, there's things that you know about that I have no idea about.
And vice versa.
Exactly.
And one of the things that we want to create is normalizing that there are more advanced techniques, there are beginner techniques.
Yes.
There are people that just are learning what manifestation is in general, like 101 stuff. But that
Right.
doesn't mean that the advanced people don't like are bored. And maybe they'll be more focused for more advanced teaching learnings, and then middle ground, and then there are people that are
So
just
that no
learning what
matter where
affirmations
you
are for the
are
first
on
time.
your journey, you feel supported. You have
Yeah.
access to the people that you need and what you need to get what you need. Oh, this is happening. I know exactly where to go.
Yeah.
Having things available to you guys. Again, this is beginning stages, but like Carrie said, we're all in. Let's go.
And I'm gonna jump in a little bit ahead based on what we were talking about like faith, like blind faith. We're talking about like the cost of this. Are you okay if we talk about this?
Yeah, do it.
So we want to trust you to some degree with what you can swing. I'm using that languaging on purpose. Because there are people, I have had a $10,000 day as a teacher. Okay. I know there are other teachers that have had more. There are people that can't afford $10. As again, I read this to Sonia the other day, like to this is us answering the call. That's it. We
Right.
hear the call. She heard the call. She asked me to hear the call with her. We're doing the call. But if we're going to do this based on money, then we're not answering. I mean, then it doesn't feel true, right? So for
Yeah.
us, what we believe to be true is that we just want to answer the call. So and there'll be a little bit more. We got to massage this a little bit, but like the tiered system, but something like that.
Right. Yeah.
But
Again,
we haven't
making
we
it
haven't
so that everyone has access to it, that you're getting what you need, that you even, maybe if we did a tier thing, you'd like to be able to do something more, but all you can afford is this, trusting that by doing what you can do, you're getting what you need. Right there is a trust in this whole process of manifesting that is, it is like a muscle. I
It
didn't
is.
understand
It
what people
is.
meant when they fucking would say that shit, but it truly is.
It
When you
is. It
start working
is.
out
Yes.
and you're like, oh my God, my muscles. But the more you
Yes.
do it, the heavier you go. And like the beginning days, you're like, oh man, I forgot when I could only lift like 2 pounds and it was so hard. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. If you are not used to trusting yourself, if you are not used to following with blind faith and just like taking that leap of faith, if you don't understand and have felt inspired action, because to me, the thing about the inspired action is it's like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And it's like, yeah, but, like I could have, yeah, butted when it came to asking Carrie if she was interested in doing something like this with me. But it's like, what's the harm in just asking her? If she says no, who fucking cares? Then something's going to come from that conversation that's going to lead me somewhere else. And as long as I'm stuck on, I should
Yes.
ask Carrie, I should ask Carrie, I should ask Carrie.
The bridge. Yep. Or follow the breadcrumbs. Yeah.
Right. I'm only hurting myself. And if I'm going to be afraid of rejection, it's like I was never in it to not be rejected. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
It's that faith. And until you build it up and trust it more, when you're starting out, it's scary.
It
You're
is.
learning to live life a completely new way. And I don't think people give themselves enough credit for that. And I
Yes.
don't feel that the way that it's just the way that communities are built around this topic now, it is so much like coach worship basically, right?
Yes.
Some
Yep.
people may like one coach more over another, but it's like you pick one coach and that's like the world that you're in.
Hmm.
And not to like be like that's bad or good or it just that's how shit is right now.
Hmm.
And I just feel like there's a better way to help more people, reach more people.
Yeah. I am here for what you're saying. I love what you're saying. I mean, we all know what it's like to not to leap into the net, and the net will appear moment. Maybe it's really tiny, but we all have those little moments of knowing.
Right.
And the thing that's only good is the only thing that we could do is delay our manifestation based on our fear of trust. Like,
So I agree.
I
I
remember
absolutely agree.
you hear the whispers, right? You hear the whispers. And then you heard the whisper to trust yourself to ask. And then if you didn't, that whisper would get louder and louder and louder. And then eventually you would it would something would be created that would prevent you from not doing it.
Right. It's like you either act on it or it gets squashed and you're going to go down a different path.
Yeah.
And it's not that doing that is wrong,
Right.
and it's not that that path isn't, it's just it's the path of least resistance. The least resistance was just to be like, "Hey, I have this idea, can we talk?"
And we're
Sure,
here to
okay.
remember who we are in our I am. And we are powerful and we are one.
Yeah.
So I see I see the comments about like, but like the 3D and the SPs and stuff like that. But like, this is bigger than all of that.
I
This is
agree.
about us remembering who we really are, which is the creator. And then you go down, if you choose to go down the wormhole of like, we have been taught not who we are.
Yeah.
And now
Oh
this
yeah.
is just us relearning, remembering.
Yeah.
This is the remembering. But we've been doing this all along.
Right. And once I say it all the time, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're like, "Oh yeah, okay, I get it. I get what they mean when they're like you've been doing this your whole life." Cuz I didn't understand that for a long time. And it
Yeah.
would frustrate me. It's like, "What do you mean I've been manifesting this whole time? Why would I be manifesting all
Right.
this crap if that were true?" It's because it's not just like, "Oh, this magical power where you can make good things happen." Your experience is whatever you tell yourself that it is. You are whoever you think you are. Other people are whoever you think they are. It's always been true.
I so like side note, 2 days ago, just to sort of get into like the fun stuff, like 2 days ago, I heard an affirmation that feels so yummy that I just started running. Hi, I'm Carrie Lynn. Only good things happen to me. Like only good things happen to me.
That's awesome.
Only good things.
Only good
I
things
have a
happen.
10-year-old. I started telling him this yesterday. Can you imagine how my life would have been different if I really would have believed that only good things happen to me at
Right.
10?
At
And that's
10.
what we're doing now. However old you are,
Yep.
is we're reprogramming. We're
Yep.
reprogramming.
Making a different choice, however you want to look at it. It's okay, yeah, I have believed this my whole life. This is what's been true my whole life. And now I'm not choosing that anymore. I'm not gonna think that anymore. I don't believe that anymore. I can choose to think whatever I want and believe whatever I want, and I'm gonna choose what's best for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So amazing.
I love that.
So we're here to just it's to find a way to come together
Yeah.
so that we can teach each other, learn from each other. That's it.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. You have anything else you want to add on that topic?
And don't fucking put us on a pedestal, please.
Yeah, that part.
Because I think we should. I think it might behoove us to share some not success stories, like not to normalize. That's the thing. The teachers share all of this. Like, how about we share like when shit didn't show up? Let's normalize this so that we are. This muscle is really strong. This is what I like share. We've been like you have to see it, then you believe it, you see it, then you believe it, you see it, then you believe it, right? You have to see it, then you believe it, you see it, then you believe it. Now we're learning you have to believe it, then you see it. This is totally new. This is not really formed at all. So you're gonna get tired. You're gonna have to learn when to put it down. You're gonna get, like that. Of course, you're tired sometimes when you're robotically affirming. You're doing something new. Like, I would be happy to show you that there's times when I'm exhausted because I'm learning something new.
Exactly.
Like, let's normalize that. The only thing we have to do is never give up. That's it.
Literally.
Just let's never give up.
Yep.
Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
already done. It's done. It's already done. And if you don't understand what it's already done means, and we can talk about that in the multiple timelines, and everything is created at the same time, and there's only eternal now. And all you got to do is select the eternal now, and then you got to trust and allow the unfolding of the bridge of incidents. Like, if you don't understand that, we could go over that 70,000 times. Like, I know she does.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
yeah.
don't give up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I will tell you that by talking to people, the reason that I can come up with different ways to explain it is because I keep getting asked things by people, and
Yeah.
they bring up different things. And it's like, oh, well, maybe this is a better way to explain it.
Yeah.
Or if I was just doing it by myself and I never interacted with other people talking about it, I
Yeah.
would have my own way of viewing it. And I
Yeah.
would be in the mindset of how can I best explain this to other people?
Yeah.
Which then helps me better understand it.
Yeah. I heard from another teacher, and I don't know how to do this, but I would love to message her, get credit, or give her credit and all that stuff. But like, with regards to everything is created at the same time, like everything is existing, right? Just imagine that everything that has ever existed is in a room. Okay. And all we're doing, everything is existed in a room, and it's pitch black, and we're holding the flashlight. Now, everything that's ever existed is in a room. We're choosing where we're shining the flashlight. Now, selecting a different story or a different end, go to the end, is to shine the light somewhere else. Everything is existing in the room. Going to the end is choosing the preferred end that you desire. It's just shining the light. You've been shining it in the I'm not worthy, I'm not chosen, I'm not this, I'm poor, I'm broke, I'm this, because everything exists in the room. This is just taking your flashlight that you're holding and shining it somewhere else, and then staying focused
That's a
on
great way of looking at
that.
it.
Yeah, it wasn't mine, and I want
Yeah.
to.
Because it's like if you're focused on if your flashlight is on, I'm poor, all you're gonna see is how you're poor. Because that's you're in a dark room and you don't see anything else. And that's exactly what you're doing by choosing to think whatever you're thinking. That is what is true. So that's all that I'm going to be able to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did a video on it. What is that called? I forgot
I
what it's
know.
called. Selective attention. Have you ever Googled
But
selective
it
attention?
sounds like
Oh,
exactly what we're talking about.
you need to look it up. So there was a study, I don't know if it was like Harvard or somebody did this. You can watch the video on YouTube. I actually did a video talking about this. But what they did is they had two groups of people. So two groups of three people. And they had two basketballs. So one group was wearing white shirts, one was wearing black shirts, and they were going to pass the ball between the three of them. So you have these six people passing two basketballs. And they're like, "Okay, you need to I believe it's either you're counting how many times one of the sides, I can't remember which one. You're going to count how many times the white people in the white shirts pass the basketball around." Okay? So they're sitting there doing that, and at the end of the video, it comes up, okay, they passed it this many times, but did you see the gorilla? There is literally in the middle of this video a person in a gorilla costume that comes and walks out into the middle of these people passing the basketball around, walks out, and the majority of people don't see him, don't
Wow.
even register that there's a fucking gorilla because they're so focused on counting how many times these people are passing the basketball around. That is how you don't see shit that's right in front of your face because you're focused on I'm poor or you're focused on SP doesn't want to talk to me.
Yep.
It's literally happening right in front of your face and you don't even realize it. Like it's nuts.
Mm-hmm. Plus, like, to get a bit metaphysical, there's only so much we can see with our eye, like our senses. What about microwaves, like waves, all the things that we literally cannot see? Like there's so many things going on in these rooms
Right.
that we cannot see, that we cannot hear.
That we now know because of like microscopes and everything that nothing is truly solid.
Right. And we're
You
like, I think about that. Like when
can
I
you
put my
truly
two fingers
comprehend that
together,
nothing
I'm
is
not
actually
actually
solid?
touching. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
But we
blows my
perceive it as solid. We've accepted it as solid.
right. It's just vibrations, and that is what we're learning here, is to raise our vibrations so that we can align with our highest timeline, which is where we have everything we've ever desired, which is existing in the infinite timelines of the now, in the now.
And I know that, when you're new to this stuff like that
I know.
terminology, that's
I
fucking
know. I
so
know.
frustrating. But once you get it, you're like, oh, I get what that means.
I
And it
know.
truly is what that is. And that's why
Yep.
people speak on it that way, is because that is what it is.
Yep. Jamie, I see your question, and I'm sure we're going to answer questions at the end. So
Did
hang
you
tight.
read this comment? This
No.
is fucking amazing. I know you guys didn't formally answer my question. I asked earlier, but just by listening to you two darlings this live, you did already give me clarity. Thank you. That's what I want to do for people.
Yeah, like,
You didn't even answer your question yet, Jamie. I'm going to go back through them like you said. We'll do that later, but it's like
yeah,
that is
we're just,
literally what it takes, is just being able to interact with people and hear people talk
yeah,
and make it a discussion instead of me always
yeah.
talking at you guys.
If you guys get to know me, I'm like a crier because I get so emotional by this. This is the fucking magic.
It's
This is
so
the
fucking
magic. I'm
cool.
experiencing magic right now. I'm in my
Right?
manifestation right now. Right now. I'm answering the call, which is what my prayer is every day. Tell me where to go, tell me what to do, tell me what to say and to whom. It's from A Course
And
in
that's
Miracles.
that's been my new
And
thing. I
I'm
absolutely love it.
answering the call, which is me. I'm in my manifestation. I'm living in my daydream right now. Right now. Now.
Oh yeah.
Not because I'm not, and all of you listening, and not because there are things that I'm not working on myself. I'm in the middle of my own SP journey. Hear me. I will share about it if you want to hear it another time. But I don't regret it because it's pushing me toward myself. If he didn't do what he did, I wouldn't have done all of these. I wouldn't have found the law of assumption, the languaging. I wouldn't have found all of these amazing kindred spirits. Like, I don't regret it. And then, so what you believe to be true is true. I will never not say that thanks to you.
Like I said, I don't even know where that came
But
from. I just
thanks to
started saying
Jesus's
it.
that you did, right? Because
Oh
it's
yeah.
I hear you in my head. I hear you in my head. What you believe to be true is true. In your beautiful, just bitch slappy way. I love it. I love it. We need it. We need it, right? We need this. We need this.
Oh yeah. And there's videos I see. There's videos that aren't talking about manifesting that say shit, and it's like, oh, that was exactly what I needed to hear right now. But I love listening to other people talk about manifesting because it's like, that's an interesting perspective. Oh, I'd never thought of that. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's so much easier than the crap I've been doing. Why don't I, take that from that person and tweak this from that person? And it's, I have never been obsessed with anything like I have been with manifesting. That's why
I
I
hear
want to
you.
talk about it. It's like that. And I know that I really wish I would have found somebody like me back when I was
Yep.
trying to figure it out.
Yep.
But that's also because it's like I know how to talk to myself. You know what I mean? Like I know how to make shit make sense to me.
Yep.
But I've also on my journey through other shit, and that's a whole nother story. I have always been and was made clearer through other events, very conscious of how I explain things to other people. And always keeping in mind that I know and I understand, but the person I'm speaking to might not. So being aware of my wording of trying to come from a place where I'm giving you the information that you need, not making you feel stupid, but also acknowledging that you don't understand what I'm fucking telling you. And I've been there, so I get it.
Mm-hmm. And we have different ways of doing things, but it doesn't negate either one of us. Like,
Exactly. And that's something else that I want to help people understand is I get people coming to me all the time. Oh my God, everyone's so contradicting and they say this and then they say that and then I don't know who to listen to. And it's like if we're all together talking and we have like however many people or whatever, or even if it's just me talking to people, it's like, yeah, you have your perspective of it, but it's all the same thing. We're all just using different words. We're all perceiving it differently because we're all different. Our imaginations are all different. We're all imagining, we're all thinking, we just do it differently.
yep,
Like,
yep.
I keep seeing videos where they're like 50% of the population doesn't have an inner dialogue. And I'm like, I can't even comprehend that because all I do all day is think in words in my head. But if you
I
don't have that experience, then you're looking at me like I'm a fucking crazy person. And it's like, no, but that's how my brain works. It's always been how my brain's worked. That's why I was so anxious in the past, is because it was just constantly
I've been having fun with the eavesdropping technique. That's been fun for
eavesdropping.
me because I too am doing inner conversations all day with myself. So why not purposefully
Purposely.
create an
Mhm.
eavesdropping conversation where like, how many times have you said, if I was a fly on the wall, if only I was a fly on the wall? Well, in this way you can fucking be a fly on the wall in your
You get to do
40s.
it. Yeah, exactly. It's like that's the fun part when you truly realize whatever you wish you could experience, you could just experience it right now in your imagination. And your imagination is your true reality, and whatever you're focusing on will become your physical experience. It becomes fascinating and fun. It's no more work to me.
Yeah. And the part that I feel so strongly, like, burning desire to talk about, again, to normalize it, is when your ego picks up on that you are doing that, this is not, you're not going to drop, that you're not quitting.
Right. Oh
It
yeah.
will kick it up. It will kick up its like intrusive thoughts. It will try to fucking fuck you up, and it will,
It
like,
just
you'll be
it's like
like,
the sand just
whatever, and then it will just send a whatever thought, and you're like, whoa, and then you don't know what to do with that, right? You're like, what, where the what, and then you think that's you think that you failed. So part of the thing that I want to fucking do is normalize that shit. You're not failing when your brain is your brain's like, oh shit, she's onto that, like, she's got this, or he's got this, like, I'm about to die. Like, it thinks I'm gonna die.
right. I just look at it as my brain being like, "You sure? You're sure? Like, are you sure you want that? Like, okay, if you're gonna keep telling me, then I guess I'll shift it. But just in case, because this whole time you've been thinking this, and now you're telling me this, and that seems like not what we're used to. So are you sure?
You're so kind to that part of you. I'm not that kind sometimes.
Yeah, well, and anymore, I'm like, I catch myself thinking, and I'm like, do I want this to be something that happens in my life? No, then stop
Ooh, that's a
thinking.
good question.
And it's not to, the people who are more still getting acquainted with their thoughts, if you will.
I love that. Yep.
It's not that you need to police yourself more. It's that once you gain that awareness, you realize I have a choice in this. Do I
Mhm.
continue to put my focus here or do I move it somewhere else?
And don't beat yourself up about where you are, because you're not going to be where you are if you keep going. That's what the persisting part is. You're just building this muscle. That's it. You're
Yeah.
just building this. Just keep picking it up. That's all. When you
It's like
get
wanting to go
tired,
rock climbing and you're like, I've never rock climbed and I've never worked out a day in my life. I could never reach the top. And then you keep working out and you keep trying to climb the wall. And then eventually you're doing it without the harness, the safety equipment, because you're just like, I can climb this thing. I can climb it in my sleep. It's no different. That's why I'm always like, it's a skill. Yes, you have been doing it your whole life, but you've been doing it wrong your whole life.
well, we've been taught wrong
You've been
on
taught
purpose.
wrong. You've been living like you did not know. And I am a
Yeah,
firm
I didn't
believer
know.
in the if you didn't know, if when you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
You did the best you could with what you had in that moment.
And I can't deny that right now there are so many of us that are waking up to this, to knowing who we are in our I am. There's no coincidence to that. There's like this mass awakening to us knowing who we are in our conscious creation. There's no coincidence in that.
I agree.
And for I don't know, I'm just fucking making a number up. Like for what, 70% of us, the way through us is through the SP thing or the money thing, but whatever. But
Right. However you end up coming to this, you're here now. Even with that, can you really unsee it? What I always say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Even for you guys that are at more of the beginning, still doubting, questioning, figuring out phases. Can you unsee that this exists? Can you truly go back, not thinking that somehow there's something to what Carrie and I are talking about? Because once I saw it, I couldn't go back. It was a one way past that. And it's been that direction ever since. All the rest of that, going back to thinking that there wasn't something more to my experience. Yeah, MJ, no, we can't go
no
back.
going back.
Once you see it, you can't. So quick. It's like this.
Yeah. Some things have more of a charge. Oh, yeah.
Money's the same. Anything. It's all the same way, especially the things that you feel are bigger, harder, more important. There's just more shit to it. People ask me all the time, how come I can manifest something I don't care about this quickly and then things that are important just don't happen? And that's why.
Mhm.
There's just more shit attached to it.
Yep. More resistance.
Mhm.
And that doesn't mean that you're wrong. That doesn't mean that you failed. It just is.
Yeah, it just is. And what if you are actually in the perfect place right now?
Which we are.
Which you are.
I
Work on
mean,
accepting that one.
I mean, can we really regret anything that's ever happened? Even the hard things, because every single thing has led us to this person, then this person, then this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and I got this awareness and this awareness, and I met this fucking person in this crazy way, and blah blah blah. They told me about a book, and I read the book, or I found a video, and they said met this person at a coffee shop, and they winked at me, and I was like, oh my god, and like that. That's led you to here, right now.
Oh yeah. I
Like,
agree. I see it more and more looking back. It's like, man, yeah, I regretted my dog grooming days for a long time and beat myself up a long time, but it's like I learned a lot in that time that if I wouldn't have had those experiences, I wouldn't be thinking and functioning the way I am right now. Same with my law of attraction days.
yep,
It all it's
it's your bridge. How can you regret it because it brought you to where you are today? You can't. It's just, and then to like be fucking grateful. Like, thank you for all of these zigzags and the zigs and the zags and the connected dot moments that are going to bring you to this.
and now it's fun. Now I look at the 3D and it's like, huh, I wonder how this is going to lead me to the next thing. Huh, that's interesting. There's so much more like indifference. I was thinking about this morning. I don't know why I don't know. I think it's because I was filming videos this morning and I did a short. People keep asking me, should I text my SP and is it messing with the middle and all this shit? And my true answer is if you are not prepared and okay with them telling you something extreme like I hate you and never want to see you again, probably shouldn't be doing that shit. And I was like, if my SP told me I hate you and never want to see you again, like besides maybe probably being like shocked, like once the initial like holy fuck that just happened, what would my thought process be? And my thought process would be, yeah, he just doesn't know how to fucking tell me the truth because he's madly in love with me. And that's bullshit. But that's because I've put a lot of time into my mindset and how I feel about myself and think about myself and think about the world and
Yeah, and there's nothing. There's also, and I don't know if you how much you speak about nervous system regulation,
a little bit, but I do
but like
believe that
we
that is
are,
a
we live in the world, but we're not of the world. We are not our bodies, but we use our bodies while we're here as a mechanism to get through our awakening. And our bodies currently do have a nervous system that do filter cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine, all the blah 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 things
Yep,
that
yep.
like we've got to learn how to like soothe our nervous system. Like if you text your SP and he says, I hate you, I never want to talk to you again, your nervous system, the cortisol, the adrenaline, and the norepinephrine would be like coursing through your
Freaking out.
body, right?
Oh yeah.
And then finding ways to like, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. That's what I do. I have like this tattoo here. You can see it. It's like a hug myself because like I've had
To
to
remind
do this
yourself.
on my SP journey. I've had to be like, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. I'm all right. I've got
Oh yeah.
myself. I've got
That
myself.
was such a huge turning point for me, learning how to first be aware of it, be like, oh, I'm feeling away, and then learning how to basically self-soothe for sure.
Yeah. The self-soothing part's key.
And all of that is learning
Key.
for you. It's trial and error. There are so many different techniques. There are so
So
many
many.
different
Like
ways to
just
do it.
like whatever. That's what exercise has been for me. That's where I lost so much weight because I just had to move my body every day. It was how I regulated my nervous system because I had to move my body every day.
Yep. And now you know what works for you. So when things come up, you're prepared. You're like, oh, I can do this and I can make it better.
Mhm.
Because I was stuck in a like fight, flight, freeze
Oh yeah. See, that's our body.
most
That's
of
our
my
nervous
life.
system.
And then once I started getting out of that, it's like I didn't realize life could be like this.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I had this much power over how I feel. That's when I really started to see the connection between my body and my thoughts. And it's like, oh, no wonder I always felt like this because I was always thinking this way.
And then I'm gonna add a little bit of frosting on top. If you get to a place when it feels like there's no you got this, you got this. That means you got to go bigger. In my experience, when it feels a little boring or like living outside the comfort zone
Oh yeah, I
is
hear you.
there is something to the living outside like I am always doing shit outside of my comfort zone. I take inspired action way bigger than I'm even willing to express to you guys. That is, it would fucking terrify most of you. But I'm so used to living outside the comfort zone that it's actually a little normal for me. I wish I could tell you some of the shit that I'm like, I have like a fuck it. I'm gonna jump before I'm ready, and I'm just gonna trust that the net's gonna appear, and it has every single time. Every single time. So when you feel yourself and you're like, I'm good, like that maybe is a signal, because whatever you believe to be true is true. For me, whenever I feel a little boring shit, it just means I gotta do something bigger.
Bigger, yeah. Well, and I know for me, I didn't understand that I'm always manifesting, and that once I get the things I want now, I'm gonna want other shit.
Yeah, and that's endless. Because we're infinity, yeah.
And that's where I really have focused my channel on the technique of the skill of manifesting itself. If you can get good at taking care of you, regulating you, control of your mindset, it doesn't matter what desire comes up, it doesn't matter what things pop up in your world, you're prepared for it and you know how to deal with it. You're like, oh, it's I'm just gonna tell myself this and it's taken care of. And that has been my experience. Just like you were saying, it's like the net shows up, the thing shows up, the answer shows up, the
people show up,
people show up, the
money shows up,
all of it.
There's always a lot more money, man.
There's always a lot more money. That was something I learned from you, and I love that take on it, and it's true.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling yourself. It has to be proven to you to be true. So why not assume there's always more money?
There's always a lot
You
more
can
money.
assume that there's never money. Why can't you assume there's always more? Yes, it's uncomfortable because you're used to thinking the opposite and you're seeing the opposite, you're experiencing the opposite, and that's like you said, you're used to that. I have to believe it or I have to see it before I'll believe it. It's the opposite.
It is the opposite. It's the opposite. And I'm going to say what's fun for me is to entertain the conspiracy theories a little bit. Again, just fucking for me. Feels a little fun, like I'm watching my own sci-fi movie, but like I what feels true to me is that we have been on purpose programmed to not you have to see it to believe it, to keep us under control. That's what feels true to me. Whatever you believe to be true is true for you. Don't fucking listen to what the fuck I'm saying if it doesn't align. But
Right.
for me, it feels like this has been a deliberate diversion.
I find it interesting that when you start learning about like ancient civilizations and you start
Yeah,
thinking about things you
100%.
know about
Yeah.
ancient civilizations where they're
Yes.
like the Native Americans, they believed that if they did these dances and these ceremonies that it would rain. They believed that shit.
Yeah.
And I think that they were absolutely fucking right and they were doing that shit.
Yeah.
Now knowing what I know now. It's like
Yeah.
that wasn't like, oh, this because the way you're taught it, at least where I, in school, how they taught me, it's like, oh, they believe this like weird shit that if they did this, and it's like,
Yeah.
but now knowing what I know, it's like, no, they believed that, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were experiencing that.
Yeah.
And that goes for any civilization on the entire fucking planet. Where that went, I don't know if maybe it was just as we started, people started
Who knows?
moving across the world. It's just like that would be fucking terrifying. It's
I
like,
don't
wait,
even.
you're doing the same kind of shit we're doing, but you're doing it completely differently, but it still works for you.
Yeah.
Fear?
You just read my mind. Thought transmission.
And I also look at it as, cool. That's how that's where we're at, but we can choose not to be there anymore too.
Yeah. So yeah, all of this to say is that we just
We just
want to,
want to do this kind of shit with you guys,
yeah. And then you can teach us shit.
right?
The people that are watching this, you can get like, let's just teach each other. Because no one knows better than anybody else because we're one. There are things that you
You
know that we don't know that you should teach us. And
absolutely
therefore we can all take everybody off the pedestal.
right. Well, and I don't believe there's anything as a stupid question because in
No.
this, like the questions, I had a question on TikTok and I was like, oh man, they asked me, they're like, I will, when other guys do things that I would like my SP to do, I'll think, man, my SP does that better for me. My SP is just so much better than everybody else. And I was like, that's fucking genius. And then with, they ruined it with, but that's putting them on a pedestal. And I was like, no, no, it's not. I'm like, you have the next viral TikTok sensation manifesting bullshit. But then you're like, oh, but I'm putting them on a pedestal. So it's like there's no such thing as a stupid question. Because in those questions, like there are some really fucking amazing ideas that you're not seeing for what it is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I feel like a lot of people, what they're doing, like that is a perfect example, is it's not working the way I feel like it should be working. So I must be doing something wrong. So I'm going to start looking through the terminology of what this must be. I'm putting them on the pedestal. I don't think like that, to me, putting them on the pedestal is I can never have my SP because they're so much better than me. Being like my SP is the most amazing fucking person on this planet. Since I assume I'm the most amazing person on this fucking planet, of course my SP is also the most amazing person on this planet. Why would I settle for anything less than that?
So can I can I share a little bit about my SP journey in relation to what you just said?
If you would like to, go for it.
So for those of you SP journeying, um, it's just old story. I've had an old story that based on the creations that I've created, that perpetuated the belief that I'm not chosen, not a priority. And let's just that doesn't matter. But right now, where I am is my SP is obsessed with me. But it's not even that he's obsessed with me. That when I am obsessed with me, then he will push out that same obsession. When I am obsessed with me, then he will push out obsession. And again, what you believe to be true is true.
Right.
But he's reflecting me. I didn't know this before. I believed that what I believed that I wasn't chosen and I wasn't a thing. So that was what I got. I was only getting what I believed based on, all the previous creations in my unconsciousness. I can't be mad at myself for being unconscious. How can I be mad at myself for not knowing what I didn't know? I can't.
Right.
But now that I know this, it's like I'm shining the light. Of course,
Exactly.
he's going to reflect that he's obsessed with me when I become obsessed with me. I'm obsessed with me. I have a shrine upstairs in my bedroom, and I wrote in a little picture frame. It says, Carrie, I'm so in love with you. You're so beautiful to me. And I do mirror work as part of my technique.
I love
And I like flowers and a candle and all that stuff. But like when I'm obsessed with me, it will be reflected.
yeah.
But I couldn't have beaten myself up before for believing that I wasn't chosen and that because I was just unconscious. That's
Well,
all. There's no need to beat
oh yeah,
myself up.
exactly. And for me too, personally, yes, you can go digging and be like, where did this come from? And who gave me this belief? And why would I think that? But just beating up people who didn't know any better accomplish anything? No. It's truly as simple as this is what I've been thinking. Do I want to keep going there or no?
Yeah.
There doesn't have to be digging. There doesn't have to be questioning. There doesn't have to be blaming, shaming.
Yeah.
None of that shit.
And not for nothing, but being someone who has been unconscious in the SP journey world, that is now the lights are turned on, and I see now that I get to be obsessed over. Wait, I get to be obsessed over. Wait, men go out of their way to make me happy. Literally, I see this reflected all of the time now that I'm manifesting obsession. I've been playing with the robotic affirmation of men are caught off guard. Caught off guard. I love that shit. Because I went again, I've lost 130 plus pounds, and now I'm running 3 miles a day. And I'm running. I wear sunglasses so that no one can see my eyes. And I'm just robotically affirming, like, men are caught off guard by me. Men are caught off guard. And like, I just love, like, literally, I can see men turning to
That's awesome.
this because I believe it.
Yeah. Oh man, a good one I heard. I was doing a live on TikTok with a couple other people, and Ashley's like, I just started telling myself I'm God's gift to men. And she's like, I wrote down all of the reasons that that is true and why men would love me. And then, yeah, like that's smart. And I love that.
I love that.
Right? I'm like, that's a good one. That's a great way to look at it.
And the whole thing, I want to correct myself. I want to do a little bitch slap toward myself. Yes, it has helped to see I've manifested this version of my body. It is easier. And I want to just be very, but I believed in my determination that I was going to have a better relationship with my body 100 plus pounds ago. That was my driving force. I was still a bit more unconscious than I am now. There's no need to beat myself up for being a little bit more unconscious a year ago, but I still knew that I deserved to have a better relationship with my body. So even though my languaging is different now, where I'm like, of course they're obsessed with me because I'm in love with my body. Of course they're obsessed with me because I'm in love with my body now. A year ago, I knew that my desire was I desired to have a manifestation of being in love with my body. And I manifested that. But again, let's not beat ourselves up. You can't see what you can't see until you see it. Like, I'm at this place where I can be like, of course you're obsessed with me, but I wasn't there a year ago. It doesn't mean that I was wrong. It doesn't
Right.
even, my future versions of me are looking at me now like, come on, girl, let's get to the next one, like that. Like,
Right. That is a great point. Like future versions of you are like, man, she had no clue, did she?
no clue. No fucking clue. But
But
that's okay.
right. And I would never look back at my old self now, and I know that my future self doesn't look at me now going, what a fucking dumbass.
No.
How dare them not do better?
Yeah.
I have hurt myself trying to do the best that I could.
Yeah.
I know that's who I am.
Yeah.
Which took me a little bit to like accept and think about that. But it's like I always made the best choice for what I thought it was in the moment.
Yeah.
I saw a great video. Oh my god, I can't remember who it was. But they were like, if you think anything other than that, then every human being has done unforgivable things that we can never get past. And how are we going to function? And I'm like, you're not wrong. Like, that is a great way of looking at it.
Yeah. Yep. We're always evolving. Thank the Jesuses for that too.
Right? And then it becomes fun.
I mean, yeah.
I'm excited. It's like, man, where am I actually going to be in 5 years? Like, what is that truly going to be like? And what is my mindset going to be like? And
Like, where are we going to be on June 1st? Where are we going to be on June 1st?
Right? Where are we going to be on June 1st? I can't wait to find out because you're going to find out after you get off the call what's posting on June 1st.
Yeah.
But what is actually going to be happening, we're going to find out together.
It's going to fucking unfold. And we're going to blind faith, listen to our intuition, take inspired action. Don't beat ourselves up when it appears like we're failing. It's just we're just keep going.
Right. And I think a big thing for me, truly understanding that if you are not going to give up and you're going to just keep going no matter what you are experiencing is getting you where you need to go.
It is.
It is bringing up the shit that you need to pay attention to in your head. It is giving you the awareness. It is bringing you where you want to go. And the more that you're going to bitch, whine, moan, and complain about how it's not how you thought it would be, or it's not going fast enough, or whatever, the only person causing yourself misery is you, because that is the perspective that you're choosing to have. And it's never served me.
Yep.
But it did bring to light what I was doing and what I needed to be doing instead. Again, it was a learning experience. But now that I know better, I do better, and I don't do that anymore.
Right. And that's the different version of you.
Exactly.
So when we say, as teachers and students and teachers, you get to decide what you want, decide.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I read that post that you sent me about quantum jumping. And I honestly believe that that is more of what Neville was teaching than a lot of people think that that's what he was teaching. That's what Abdullah was teaching Neville, is that there are infinite experiences right now. Whatever you keep focusing on,
Yeah.
will happen. And when you read Neville's success stories, yes, some of them took a few months and some of them did take a few years. Like I remember there's one where it was like a father, son, or family owned a store and they wanted the bigger store, but some other like big company came in and like almost put them out of business. But every day he would walk by seeing the sign with their name on it. And like after 2 years, that building was available and they wanted to go in it. So he started doing what Neville teaches and was imagining getting the money to have that store after having 2 years of like walking past that sign. And within like a week, someone gave them the money to buy that store and that became their store.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it took him 2 years, but it didn't take him 2 years. He wasn't really focused on getting the thing until it was like, it's time to have the thing.
Right.
But he had that vision of where he was going. And maybe if he would have been more aware, he could have did it faster. But like in the end, he got what he wanted.
Yep.
But most of Neville's stories are quick turnarounds.
And that's okay. It's okay that for those that can literally manifest in 3 days, I know there are things that you can manifest in 3 days.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely. But when it comes to like where you're going as where we're all going as manifestors, the more that you see it for what it is and the more you do it, the faster shit is going to happen. Once you get all of the stuff that you are so convinced you are never going to get, you're going to be unstoppable at getting shit.
and the science behind affirming, what you believe to be true is true. Like it really does involve changing your beliefs.
Yeah.
So why I like robotically affirming is it starts to hard rewire a shitty belief. Like
It
I'm
gives you
like
that
I'm
repetition and it's easy to come back to when you catch yourself going all over the place. Oh, no, I'm supposed to be thinking this. This is what's true now.
yeah. And it is what you decide to be true. If you decide that affirmations are not going to work, then they're not going to work. If you decide that they're going to work, they're going to work.
Yeah.
You are the decider.
And I know that for me, I can't possibly have that much power. It can't possibly be that simple. Like that was me. It's like I'm just gonna tell myself it works. Guess what? Until I started telling myself it works,
You know, another thing that I isn't it wonderful? Everything's perfect. That has been also become my default.
That's become my default. I got that from a comment, I think on one of Sammy Ingram's videos.
Mhm,
I was like, yeah, that's my new favorite affirmation because isn't it wonderful wasn't enough for me.
mhm,
I needed more. And isn't
mhm.
it wonderful? Everything's perfect. It keeps it general. It covers everything. If everything is wonderful and perfect, my brain's like, okay, I can be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where that comes from. And I don't care to find out. I just know that the same with for me, I know everything there is to know about manifesting and fully understand it. Being a master manifester wasn't enough for my brain. I needed all of that explanation. And then that was what, no, I know what I'm doing. I know everything there is to know about this. I fully understand it.
Yeah. For me, I'm just really loving swimming in the energy of obsession.
I love that.
So one of my affirmations that I fucking love is everyone and everything make way for me. Like a queen. Like everyone and everything make way for me. Everyone and everything make way for me.
I love that.
You do. Even the people watching, you make way for me. No, really, you do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have no doubt.
I mean, right? I feel like I should get some fronds to like, you know, we should get some fronds.
Right?
Is that really the word fronds? I don't
I
know.
have no idea. Oh man, I found this person on TikTok and she does these videos. They're like motivational videos. And she has a crown and she's like, here's your crown. And I'm
I
like,
love that.
fuck yeah, there's my crown.
Yep.
Like, I love that so much.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Well, I'm here. We're doing this, whatever this ends up
We are.
unfolding as. I
Yes.
do probably need to, oh, and we should answer some questions, but I probably have to go
Have to go.
to
All
get
right.
my
Well,
son here soon. Or you
okay.
could just take me off the live and you could stay on. I don't know if that's possible.
I have no idea if that's possible.
Do I still have bad days with all of this information? Fuck yes. I do have
Yeah.
moments and I persist. I like one of my go-to teachers, Kira Barnett. She just says when you have like a bad moment, you just try to just stay as calm as you can, and just like a thunderstorm going by, you just watch. You just lay low. You don't go out in the rain. Just sit, and watch the thunderstorm. It'll pass. It always does. It always has.
Yeah.
You just
Oh,
stay as calm as you can, or it doesn't happen anymore because you know it's your thoughts that creates everything. I mean, I can't answer that, but I'm
for
not.
me personally, my brain still thinks and it
Yeah.
thinks shitty stuff sometimes.
Plus,
It is what it is.
plus intrusive thoughts are a thing. Your brain. I mean, look up the science. When you are trying to create another habit, something new, your brain thinks, "Oh shit." This person, like my person, is trying to do something different, and it's different than I've got to get it back to where it was.
I
So it
know
will
this is
send
safe, so
you
please come
obtrusive
back to
thoughts.
this.
You will be
Yeah.
like folding laundry, and all of a sudden you will have like a flash of like a memory that never happened, but you think happened, and it's a worst case scenario. That's your brain, because your brain is catching on to this is working. So because you are the meaning maker, here, try this one, Susie. I hope I'm saying your name right. You make the meaning. So from this point on, every single time you have a bad moment, you decide, oh, that means it's getting stronger. That means that it's hardening into fact, because my ego is like putting up a fight, and it knows that its days are numbered. So it's just kicking it up a bit. But it actually means it's hardening into fact. You get to make the decision about what that means. You make the decision.
I agree.
So
And
give it good meaning.
give it good meaning and I
Every bumpy moment is just my brain being like, oh
it
shit,
doesn't
shit,
bother
shit.
me like it used to. That's the thing. Like it was like, "Oh my god, I'm thinking this." And now it's just like, "Yeah." And now I'm
Yeah,
not gonna think it anymore.
I definitely don't spiral like I used to because I know that it's my brain being
It's
like,
that
Mayday,
skill.
Mayday.
It's that I know how to rock climb now, so if there's an emergency, I'm much more prepared to deal with it than when I first did it and had no idea what I was doing. It's that knowing how to use the skills that you've accumulated.
Yeah,
Your brain changes.
it does.
That's the thing I didn't understand is like, "Oh shit. My affirmations from a year ago are my default mindset now."
I mean, with regards to money, because here I don't work, I haven't worked in years, and there's always a lot more money, which is true. I don't have those beliefs that I had years ago when I was looking for a job. It just doesn't come into my world. Now, I can look at the time when I had those thoughts, but they're not in they're not in this, they're like here. Like I can remember when they're like outside my peripheral vision, like out here, but they're nowhere in here where I could see my hand. Does that make sense? They're like back here.
Yeah. They're like background noise compared to, and when you hear them, you're like, "That's dumb. Why would I like no."
So, and here's another thing, I'm a Bashar fan. So Bashar says, make everything work for your benefit. And here's an example because I am in some topics have advanced manifest whatever person of advanced manifesting. A few months ago, I came home and my fence was on fire. Right? Okay, it was on fire because I live in the South and people could burn leaves and shit in their whatever. I don't even know. I surrender it. I saw the fire. I was like, fuck. I brought the hose over to the fire. My adrenaline, cortisol, blah, 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 that, right? But it kicked in really quick. And I was on the phone with 911. I was on the phone with 911 and I'm yelling out loud, this is working for my benefit. This is working for my benefit. This is working for my benefit. This is working for, I mean, just yelling it out loud over and over again. This is working as I'm spraying the fire. This is going to work in my benefit.
It
I got a
becomes your default.
You
Instead
know
of the
what?
bitching, moaning,
Because of my
complaining,
homeowner's
fear.
insurance, I got a $6,000 check
Of course you did.
because it works. I fixed the fence. You can't even you would never have known that
Never
it
have.
happened, and I got a $6,000 check. It works in my benefit. Everything works in my benefit. There's always a lot more money. There's always a lot more money. But it doesn't mean you have to use everything that you experience to your benefit. It doesn't mean that we live in this happily ever after life. It means that you get to understand that everything is working out in your benefit and everything is true. Again, I had a
It's that
fire.
choice of
I
where you're gonna put
saw
your
it. I
focus.
freaked out. I went over to it with my hose. I was freaking out. Like a minute later, on the phone with 911, yelling out loud, "This is working for my." I'm saying it over and over again on purpose.
Well,
This is
that's
working out for my benefit. A
right.
week later, I had a $6,000 check.
Yep. I just hate when I'm not in my ideal state where I know I'm the god of my own reality. It comes down to understanding that that is a choice. Things are gonna happen. I'm sure in that moment you're like, "Oh my god, like I don't what maybe what am I creating this?" But like that starts to come up, and you're like, "No, this is working in my favor." It's learning that it's all a choice. When you realize you're questioning if you're god of your reality, you're choosing to question it. You're choosing, oh, maybe this thought my brain's thinking is true, and I can't be that powerful. For me, that was what was the most powerful. Is like I'm not gonna always be in the state where I believe that because shit's gonna happen that makes me question shit, and then I have to come back to telling myself what I want to be true.
Yeah.
I think that the thing with the states is like you just stay in the state. It's like, no, you don't. You're always shifting in and out of states depending on how
It
you're
can't.
perceiving
It's never.
shit.
It's not raining all the time. It's not sunny all the time. It's going to be
Right?
rainy and sunny and foggy and all of the things. Just ride the wave. Just when it's
Exactly. That whole
raining
surfing
outside, when it's
analogy.
lightning outside, don't go outside with a metal rod. Just just sit on the front porch and watch it go by. And I'm saying this to myself because everything I'm saying, I'm reflecting. This is me. This is me versus me.
Yep. Yep. When a manifestation comes that wasn't to my specifics, I say thank you for coming. I love you, but I asked for this name or image, the specifics. So give me what I asked for now. Never fails. I love that.
So
That's
give me what I
great.
asked for now.
Like this is great, but
See, I'm gonna write that
someone
down.
write
I
it.
love that.
Right?
Give me
It's so
what I
good.
asked for now.
Give me
Give
what I asked
me.
for now. Like thank you, but you got it kind of wrong.
I love that. Thank you for
So
that.
good. See, and this is
See,
what I'm talking about.
you
We
can teach
all
us.
learn and we all teach and we all are students and teachers and
Don't fucking put us on a pedestal, yo.
no. This is what I want to create, you guys. This is what we're here to create. This is what the future holds for Carrie and I. Like I said, this is
Do not put us on a pedestal, please. The Jesuses, do not. We are doing this with you. We're doing this together.
absolutely. Absolutely. You got some time for more questions or do you got to get going?
I have about 10 minutes.
Okay, then we'll go through the questions I got up here and then we will jump off of here.
I
Let's
guess you'll see what we end up creating, but we're going to create something probably in the next, what do you feel? What does it feel right? In the next 30 days? By
I,
the end of April?
yeah, maybe sooner, depending
Sooner?
on
I'm down with sooner.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know why I keep
What do
so
you
weird.
feel? What's your intuition saying?
I keep feeling April 1st. I don't know where
Okay.
that's coming from, but what's so funny is when my mom and I bought the dog grooming salon, we kind of started shifting it over in February, and it was April 1st that it was our business completely. So I don't know why it's like April 1st, which
I'm
is
here for
close,
whatever. I'm just trusting the unfolding. So
right?
April 1st it is.
There you go.
Done. It's done.
Yeah. So yeah, we will let us know if you guys have any ideas that you guys are much a part of this as we are. So let us know in the comments or send me an email or whatever, and I'll get Carrie's information if you want to reach out to her. Let's see. What
I
else do
guess
we
the
got?
only thing that I want, again, I just started a TikTok in January. I don't post every day. I'm just doing it for me. But I would like to see if you guys would resonate with what I'm posting. That would be interesting. So maybe you could post my handle somewhere.
Yeah, I can put it in the description of this video if you
Yeah, that would be awesome.
get that. Crazy things keep coming at me in the 3D that keeps throwing me into a spiral. I know I need to stay living in the end, but do you have any advice on how to stay focused on that and not let the 3D get to me? I think we've
Just,
covered that quite a bit in
just
this live.
don't give up. Just as
Don't give
soon as
up.
you can.
Bring yourself back. Start like
Bring
you
it.
said when the fence was on fire. It's all working out for me. That's literally that's all I got for you. The way that I handle spirals and to the point where now I don't really spiral is isn't it wonderful everything's perfect. I'm so trained that when shit happens, isn't it wonderful everything's perfect now. It's my default. That's how I function because I trained myself to do that. It's like
I
training
love
a dog. When you first start training a dog, they have no fucking idea what you're trying to do with them. And then they're like, oh, like my dogs, you get out treats, and they're like, do I sit? Do I lay down? Like, what do I do? I need those cookies.
I
Your
love that.
brain does
That's
the same
perfect.
thing. Your brain does the same thing.
Yeah, so I love that she just said that. Did you just hear that? The
Mm.
answer is you're in the process of training your dog.
Yeah,
Like,
there you go.
don't expect
I
it to
actually
listen to sit at the first time. It's gonna
that's
fucking
another
run around. Just give yourself grace.
give yourself
Just
grace.
just
Who
do it
fucking
again. Do it again. Sit and sit and
Yep.
sit and
Yep.
sit. Just
Guys,
don't give up.
just
Your
keep doing it.
muscle is building.
Yes, every time you do it, you're getting better at it. Every time you come back to it, you're getting better at it. There's somebody, I can't remember where I learned this, but they were like, that voice in your head, that like ego part of your brain, that's just your barking dog. You don't have to listen to it. They're like, name it. That is my barking dog. Her name is Princess. She's this kind of a dog, and she just is trying to protect me, and you can just ignore her. And I'm like, that's really smart.
That's a real. I'm writing that down too. Shit. Name your dog.
Name your dog. Name your dog and just be like, no, I'm not listening to you because meh.
Oh, I love that. I think I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start calling it by name.
right?
I love it.
I've been a silent viewer for a while. Your channel has grown drastically. I love your channel as well as you two coming together. We already got people who are enjoying us, Carrie.
Yay!
What should my routine be like during the day, like applying manifesting? I must always be on top of my thoughts and flip them if necessary. Right. That's what I do. When I catch myself thinking shit I don't want to be true, I don't allow myself to think it.
Sounds good to me.
Do you have any other take on that?
It depends upon the day. I mean, on a rainy day, I might not, you know.
And I think you need to understand that if you have a day where you just are not into it and you just can't, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean
Nope.
you failed. It doesn't mean that it's not working.
Nope.
It doesn't it just give yourself some grace and move on.
Yep. That's my answer. Thank you for saying what I was thinking again.
Whenever I doubt myself about my manifestation, all I see is Sonia saying that what you tell yourself is true, and I get my ass up and continuing my journey.
I do think we should have shirts are made.
Yeah,
I
I
do
do
think we should have
too.
shirts made.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yes, that's done.
Yeah.
We know that merch is going to be part of this.
Oh, absolutely. This is another one. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Someone else is like, yes, once you see it, you can't. I can't go back to not thinking manifestation is real. It's not happening.
Yeah.
That possibility exists. Sure. Could I tell myself I don't believe? Sure. Am I going to? No.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to that.
I want to answer MJ's right because it's right in front
Okay.
of me. Have you ever
Sure.
felt like I can stop affirming now, or I don't need to make affirmations anymore because it's already done? While making affirmations, kind of like a click moment. So on my SP journey, um, because my muscle is getting stronger in knowing that it's done, I don't feel like it's all a process. There was a time when he was on the pedestal. It's been a process of taking him off and putting myself on as I'm obsessed with myself now. He's obsessed with me. He's obsessed with me. He's obsessed with me. He's obsessed with me because I'm obsessed with me because I'm obsessed with me. And I'm seeing the reflections of, I'm seeing manifestations of, I'm obsessed with me. I'm seeing manifestations, which is confirming that it's working. So I don't need to work as hard because I'm seeing it working. So I am not affirming he's obsessed with me, he's obsessed with me, he's obsessed with me, he's obsessed with me, I'm obsessed with me, I'm obsessed with me, I'm obsessed with me, I'm obsessed with me, because I'm seeing it working.
You
It's
see it work
it's
and
pushing out into the 3D now.
it becomes
In
your,
my
what is
3D.
it? It becomes your automatic thought.
It,
And that
it
may happen before you start seeing it.
but if for me, I love the obsession because in former versions of myself,
Oh yeah.
in my unconscious state, I was like, I'm not worthy, I'm not blah blah. But now it's starting to harden. I'm fucking hot. I'm it. I'm it. I'm the only one. I'm it's starting to push out. I'm seeing it. I could I'm seeing it. So it's not, I have evidence of it's working. So the muscle's getting stronger and I don't need to work as hard now. I mean, you could say that I could lift a heavier weight, but blah, blah. Just, I'm seeing it working. So I don't have to.
Well, and for me, it's like I can stop affirming now. I'm always thinking, and all affirmations
Yeah.
are thoughts. So I drop that shit in the idea of like, oh, this gets to end at some point. Because, like I said, you're always going to be manifesting. There's always going to be something else that you're thinking about, or the fence is going to be on fire, or whatever things happen in your life, and you're always going to have to choose how you're going to view it.
The, yeah.
So for me, I don't even pay attention to that shit. Is my mindset something that I want to become my experience? Yes or no? If not, what is the quick thing that's like, I know I want this to be what I want to be thinking instead? Or isn't it wonderful? Everything's perfect. Anymore, it's mostly just, isn't it wonderful? Everything's perfect. Like, legitimately.
for me on my, again, because I'm knee deep in my SP journey, which has been so exciting because I've been feeling so powerful. So what has really also been helping me is believing that what I think of me is what he's thinking. What I think is what he's thinking. But it has to come from me knowing that I'm power. Like if I think that he thinks I'm a piece of shit, then that's going to reflect. So I inherently have to believe I'm fucking awesome. Then it, like if you want to, like what he's thinking, what he's thinking is what I'm thinking. So I have to love myself. I
Exactly.
have to love myself.
And that's once it starts to shift within you and you're like, no, I'm amazing and I love myself.
Then
When
that gets
things happen,
reflected.
when that happens and things happen, you're like, I'm amazing and I love myself. So
There you
I
go.
see it in the comments. I see it on in the comments. When people leave like weird comments to me, they don't resonate with me.
Well, that's
Like,
cool.
you know what I mean? It's that my self-concept has become I'm fucking amazing and I'm doing me and I love myself and I love my life and I'm proud of myself. So when people leave shitty comments about whatever, it's
Yeah.
like that's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't even come in anymore because my
Right.
belief system
Right.
has shifted to my affirmations about who I am and how things are.
Right. And yes. Right, because it no longer you're on a different version. You're on a
I'm a
different
different
timeline.
person.
It
Like that
doesn't.
shit in the past would have devastated me.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, if
Yeah.
that's how you feel, I really don't care. But you can
Yeah.
take your root self out of this situation. Like
Yeah.
it's the same with it, people, SP, whatever. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I know who I am. I know how I show up. I know what's true for me through the repetition. It has changed. Literally,
Yeah.
same happened to me. I'm seeing a guy, and before I thought he wasn't consistent in pursuing me, and now since I have changed my affirmations, he is so obsessed with me.
Obsessed with you, and you're going out on Saturday. Now test it. Test it. Now here's what I'm gonna challenge you to do. Test it. Go into your imagination and just imagine him saying something like something cuckoo caca like cuckoo, not cuckoo caca, but something relevant.
Do that.
I mean, cuckoo caca if you wanted to, but like that would be a little strange. Maybe not. What you believe to be true is true, but like, so I don't know. Like, pick
Something
a
random
word
enough.
like diamond, like even if it could be like I saw a diamond or there's a diamond or you're a diamond, just the word like test it. You're the master manifester. You test this shit out. Go into your imagination first Saturday and be like, he's gonna say this, he's gonna say this, he's gonna say this, he's gonna say this, and just see the transmission be received. See him be like, diamond, whatever the word is. Cuckoo caca. I was like to be like, what? Cuckoo caca. And then he'll be like,
But
it's
they'll
weird.
say
I
it
was
in a
thinking.
conversation, and it won't be as weird. But you're gonna be like, "Holy crap! They just said that." So
Yeah.
if it's something that's gonna make you like laugh if they say it,
Yes,
make a weird
that's
face,
it. Like make it fun. It doesn't have to be serious. You are fucking doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it. Is it okay to feel a little bit hopeless, but just affirm over it? Yes. That's what the persistence is.
I can't tell you guys, I say this all the time. I have never believed or felt real any fucking affirmation that when I first started it.
Right.
Not a single one. If anything, it was extremely uncomfortable. When I started telling myself I'm amazing and perfect, it was like, excuse you?
Yeah.
You can't say that about yourself. What? No. But I did it anyway.
The one thing, yeah. Also the thing about the at some point you just get so excited about playing in this pool
That part. Yes,
that
exactly.
you don't even care about if you get your fucking SP anymore. If it wasn't for my SP doing this, I wouldn't have lost 130 pounds. I wouldn't have met Sonia. I wouldn't be here on this. Like, fuck the SP, man. Like, although that's not what that's done, right?
Right.
In
Right.
the unfolding,
It's
like
so true.
that's done, but like all this other magical shit's happening.
And when you realize, man, I can just be happy and have fun now, and it doesn't have to rely on this manifestation or that manifestation.
Right.
And
I mean,
I
I'm
don't-
winning. This is a yay moment, right? This is yay. I just remembered I had this. This is yay.
yes, and
Yay.
it is fun. It's supposed to be fun, but I know when you're
I
in
know.
a bad place, like it fucking sucks. I get you, but you just keep going. You keep telling yourself anyway. You keep doing it anyway. I just got a text from a friend of mine. Money's obsessed with us.
Money's obsessed with us. Money is our SP too.
Oh yeah.
Money is our SP. Money is our SP. When we are obsessed with ourselves, money is obsessed with us. Money is the energetic note because we're the all. We're formless, we're consciousness. Money is no different than your SP. Just if you can energetically close your eyes and imagine money in the shape of the most delicious man or woman, and he or she walks into the room and introduces him or herself to you like as, "Hi, I'm Amelia." Oh, okay. And they ask you out.
I love that. That's great.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Right? And I completely agree. When you start having fun in here,
Yay. Yeah.
you're like, and I've been at that point for a while now. I'm like, I don't care if any of this stuff actually comes out
Right?
here because, like, I'm happy.
I mean, yeah.
I love playing in here and
Yeah. All right, I gotta go do some
Alright.
things before I go on the pickup line to pick up my son. But
fun stuff.
thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you guys for hanging out.
Sonia,
Thank
thank
you,
you for letting me
Carrie.
do this with you.
Of course, I didn't have a huge list of people, but I was like, Carrie, I have this idea. Do you want to come play with me? And you were like, fuck yeah.
I'm like,
And I'm so
yay.
excited.
Yep.
So,
So I
so,
can't wait
so,
to
so
see how this
excited.
unfolds.
Right? I agree.
Well, I loves you.
I love you too.
And you guys, let's do this. Claps for you guys. So,
Yes.
and for all of us.
Yes. We're all
Just
here to
keep
learn.
persisting. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Keep going.
You're not alone. Go back into this. Imagine us telling you to not give up. Go back
I
into your
will tell you that was the
imagination.
other thing. Like I have other people I've listened to in my head too, so I find it funny that I'm in other people's heads now.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway,
Love it.
thank you guys.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you guys. Thank you so much
Yay.
for watching. We will be
We'll
back
see you when we
soon, I'm
see you.
sure, with updates. So, love and light.
April 1st.
April 1st. Apparently, something's happening on April 1st.
Yep, it's done.
It is done.
Bye.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.